Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to transform categorical variables using R. Basically we are going to focus three different tasks. The first one is category reduction, second one is creating dummy variables, and the third one is creating category scores. You see on the screen the customer's dataset. The manager of the store who collects the data would like to analyze race. Race has large number of categories, plus some categories have very few observations. As a result, the manager needs to perform a series of data transformations to prepare the data for subsequent analysis. We are going to use now R to create a new category called Other that represents the two least frequent categories. So I have an R script here ready. The first thing we do is always setting the working directory, and second we import the data. My data is equal to read.csv and in quotation marks customers.csv and control enter. Second, we inspect the frequency of each race category to identify the two least frequent categories. In order to inspect the frequency, we use table function and control enter. The table on the console's pane shows that American Indians and Pacific Islanders are the two least frequent categories, and American Indians have 5 observations and Pacific Islanders has 3 observations. So we are going to use if-else function to create a new variable called new race that uses the other category to represent American Indians and Pacific Islanders. So here my data $new race is equal to if else and open the parentheses my data race, and we have percentage in percentage, and C represents the vector American Indians. This is the first category that we want to include in other category, and the second one is Pacific Islander. Make sure that you correctly write both of them, otherwise R is case sensitive and is not going to find the correct category. So American Indian and Pacific Islander are the two categories that we want to combine and include in other category. And here we have comma, and we want to have a new category called other, and comma my data race, and control enter. Let's check our data frame. Here we have a new race, and if you see we have now a new category called Other instead of either American Indian or Pacific Islander. So we can use table function to verify that the other category has 8 observations. Table my data new race and control enter. Other category has 8 observations. Next, we are going to learn how to create a dummy variable using R. For the new Asian-inspired meal kits, the manager feels that understanding the channels through which customers were acquired is important to predict customers' future observations. In order to include the channel variable in her predictive model, the manager needs to convert the channel categories into dummy variables. So let's look at the channel variable. We have SM, social media, TV, web, and referral. And the manager wants to use web channel as the reference category and assess the effects of other channels in relation to the web channel. Now we are going to use R to create the relevant dummy variables for the channel variable. So again we will use if-else function to create a dummy variable for individual categories in the channel variable. The if-else function evaluates the categories in the channel variable. For example, if the category is referral, then the function assigns a 1 to the new channel underscore referral variable and 0 otherwise. Two other dummy variables, channel underscore SM and channel underscore TV, are created similarly. We have to leave out the last channel web as it's a reference category, and we shouldn't create a dummy variable for web reference category. So let's start. Let's create the first dummy variable, my data, and this is going to be channel underscore referral. And this is a dummy variable for the referral category, is equal to if else my data channel is equal to referral, then it's 1, otherwise it's 0, and control enter. And we will do the same thing for social media and TV. So let's copy paste this command. And we need to make some changes. Here it's going to be social media, SM. And here is going to be not referral, but SM. And this one needs to be TV. And here we need to change referral to TV. And then select and then run. And if you want to display spreadsheet style data, then you can use View, My Data, and then Control Enter. You see, we have a new dummy variable, channel referral, another dummy for social media, and another one for TV. Finally, we are going to use R to create category scores for the satisfaction variable. For the new Asian-inspired meal kits, the manager wants to pay attention to customer satisfaction. The customer satisfaction ratings represent ordinal data. The manager wants to convert to category scores ranging from 1, representing very dissatisfied, to 5, very satisfied, to make the variable more usable in predictive models. So we are going to use if-else function in a nested format to create category scores for the satisfaction variable. My data. We are creating a new variable called satisfaction underscore score is equal to if-else, open the parentheses, my data, choose satisfaction, is equal to, in the quotation mark, very dissatisfied. And then it's going to be 1. Otherwise, if else, open the parentheses, my data, again satisfaction, is equal to, in the quotation mark, somewhat dissatisfied. And then comma, and that's going to be 2. If not, if else, open parentheses, my data, satisfaction is equal to neutral, then it's going to be 3. Otherwise, if else, open the parentheses, my data, satisfaction is equal to somewhat satisfied, then it's going to be 4, otherwise 5, and that's it. Note that here if-else function evaluates the values in the satisfaction variable, and if the value is very dissatisfied, the function assigns a 1 to the new satisfaction underscore score variable. Because it's a nested format, if the value is not very dissatisfied but is somewhat dissatisfied, the function assigns a 2 and so on. If the values in the satisfaction variable are none of the first 4 categories, the function assigns 5 to the satisfaction underscore score variable. And finally, you can use the view function to view the data in spreadsheet format. So satisfaction score is ranging from 1 to 5. So this is how we transform categorical variables. Thank you for watching this video.